Hey guys, Artillery Boy here, and today we're going to be doing another video. Now, this is going to be the French C38. Let us begin. We're going to deep dive down right into the history, the mask itself, and the accessories, and of course, trying on the mask. Now, we're going to do it just like we did with the Polish one. We're going to progressive going to the other French masks, like the other one we got, and do the Belgian one too, and then we'll get to the ANP M51. So let's get right into the history of the mask. Now, the French C38 is a World War II gas mask made for the entirety of the civilians and industrial use. Now, there's also another variant of this, which I do not have, but the one I have is the face piece is made of rubber with an entire diaphragm with the celluloid eyepieces. While the other later variant have a silvery diaphragm with a glass eyepieces. Now, the filter itself has a 42mm thread. Very much use of this, but we'll get to the filter later. Now, this does look very familiar to another mask, and yes, looks pretty eerily familiar. I mean, they did take ideas from this mask, but yeah, more addition made it more better. And it does have that feel of the Belgium variant of it. Now, this is again another one of these masks, which is the 7-point head harness with the detachable straps on them on the bottom of the mask. Let's get inside of the mask. Now, this can be adjustable, and it's made out of nylon onto it. Now, inside the mask, you can clearly see what's inside the mask. Yep, inside the mask, there's no oral nasal cup. You do get the T-SOT system that goes right inside there, goes inhale in there, T-SOT system, and of course exhale from the diaphragm. Yeah, it's bare bones. I mean, you do see the stamps around. Now, the stamps around here has C38, that's correct, and it does have 29, and there's a very marked in 30, or 39. And of course have a stamp right here, known as SEC C38 C25. And of course there's stamps right on the bottom here. There's again C38 LM, the number 3, 75, SEC, and 39. Yep, Now, another thing I will tell you about that the celluloid piece is kind of flimsy because there's a little hole, actually a pretty big hole in there, and also in another one. But at the time, civilians use this, and even industrial use. Now, it did came with something that I bought this just for the reason why I bought the mask. This one, the one I got, was from Leavenworth, so you kind of know that they have lots of these World War II surplus gear in there. Yeah, I just bought that because there was other ones. Now, this is the canister to it, and it can fit the mask well. It's, again, in a very salty, rusty condition. And the filter itself, yes, only specifically used for this. Also has a weird flapper piece in there. And that's where you put the cap and the top screw in there. This one is a CP 1938C, and we got the same thing, CFB 14339. Now, I'm not going to use this filter because this definitely contains asbestos, so yeah, don't you tell me, well, I know that many people wanted to tell, yeah, I'm not going to be using the filter for this thing. So, let's actually try, well, let's look at this first. It has the mesh wire inside of it, and of course the flapper paste in there for the exhale valve. The exhale assembly. Now, that's where you exhale out there. So that's, you kind of have the entirety of an entire, well, exhale plus voice diaphragm. Yeah, that's how you, oh man, this is there. Now, let's go try on the mask.
So this is what it sounds like with the mask on.
Now, I could say pro to the mask. I think the material of it is actually quite good, except for the eyepieces, but this is at the time when they don't have, like, glass pieces for it. The diaphragm is quite okay. Now, I could definitely tell you from a lot of the cons with it, which I'm gonna say this is at the time, but these are, again, a mask that only specifically used for, except for 40 millimeters, that's only specific for a filter that can expire. This is unlike the shake filtered, which it is a pain, and it will be, or even the 60 millimeters. At least you actually do get an accessory piece for it, but this, you can't really find an adapter for this thing. And yes, material on the eyepieces are not that good. So, I really wish I could actually get the later variant, but if I could find it, maybe I'll do a re-review on this whole thing. So, and yes, the canister, I think, great at the time, but nowadays, since we're finding a lot of better carriers out there, and I mean carriers like this here, you can know that canisters have become much more obsolete. So, my final verdict, I gotta say a 6 out of 10, but it's actually quite not bad as a historical mask. But despite all the flaws, and even at the time, I think it's an okay mask as a collector's item. So, tune in next time when we're going to talk about another French mask. Oh yeah, the French mask. That is the ANP ANP 51 50-53. So, So that wraps up the C38. Now, like the video, comment down below, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell on there, because it's gonna be an interesting wild ride on the French. So, I'm Artilla Boy, and I'm signing out.